Creating video, or creating content for that matter, is a great way to tell a story, to share an adventure. Today's adventure is all about a podcast. I'm headed over to McAllen, Texas with my friend Josh, and we're going to do a podcast, and I'm going to bring you all along because I think it's going to be super interesting. So let's get going to that podcast. I'm about to walk in, and Josh doesn't know it, but I intend to get him on camera. So it's going to be a little surprise. I told you I was going to bring you good content today, and this is really cool. We did a podcast. This is my buddy Josh. Josh, tell everybody who you are.
I am Josh Morales. This is my new podcast, and this is the idea I had, and we're implementing it.
So why podcast?
So I learned a long time ago that, okay, well, I'll go into the dirt of it, right? So social media, I'm scared as shit that it's not going to be around tomorrow. So this is another way to be able to reach audiences, and I'm fascinated with the digital world, that this is something I just wanted to go into and explore.
Now, do you think this is something that's easy for people to get into? Because it looks complicated, because you have a great setup. Is it simple or is it not so simple?
It's pretty simple. I worked my way up to actually be in a podcast room, but I was doing a lot of it through the iPhone. There's apps out there that make life super easy for podcasters. It's literally a phone call. It records the phone call. You can edit it in the back end and then push it out. But this is a little bit more sophisticated, which I like. The audio is crisper, but it's easy once you start doing it and doing it more often.
What advice do you give any podcasters out there who might be thinking of saying, well, I think everybody wants to start a podcast. Give them 2 bits of advice.
Okay, so we were talking about this earlier off camera. Build up your library. I have about 14 episodes already booked, ready to go, and they're already scheduled, and they're going to be on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Build up that library, and you won't run out of content as easily as you can. And don't be afraid to push that like button and get it going. That's the hard part. I was like, well, I'm not a good interviewer or whatever, but I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it, and I can only get better. So those are my 2 pieces of advice.
There you have it. So if you're thinking of starting a podcast, if you're thinking of diving into this world, how can they find you, Josh?
So you can find me on Spotify, on iTunes, Josh Morales Podcast, or you can find me on all my social medias. I'm on Snapchat, YouTube, Google. I'm on literally everything that you can be on. I'm on LinkedIn, everything.
Can they DM you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions, how you want to get into this stuff. Or if you're super interesting, I want to have you on the podcast too. I love everything. My topics range from Instagram influencers to doctors and maltreatment to actors in LA. So they literally span everything. And I'm interested in people, but you got to be interesting.
Got it. Hey, Josh, thank you much.
I appreciate it.
So that right there is the adventure for the day. I am in downtown McAllen, Texas. I am at the McAllen Incubator. I was here to talk to Josh about podcasting. Very, very fascinating topic for sure. This is Ruben Villarreal, BorderMayor, thanking you for joining me in this adventure and inviting you to the next. We'll see you soon.